Well, there's a lot of things that I suppose that I worry about, but and some of these things will seem esoteric to people. You know, the birth rate is very low in almost every country, and it's something, unless that changes, civilization will disappear. America had the lowest birth rate, I believe, ever. That was last year. Places like Korea, the birth rate is 1/3 replacement rate. So that means in 3 generations, Korea will be 3 or 4% of its current size. And nothing seems to be turning that around. Humanity is dying. And people, it's just not something we evolved to react to. And I mean, I worry generally about the strength of America. You know, America is the central column that holds up all of Western civilization. So if you like, if you've got the temple of Western civilization, America is the central column. If that column fails, it's all over. You can't run off to New Zealand or some other place. It's over. So either we strengthen that column and make sure America is strong and will be strong for a long time, or that roof's coming down.
All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Now, it's been a while since I covered The View because all they do is lie. Now, I do appreciate everybody who always stay to the end and watch the entire video with me. I know it's hard listening to The View, but guess what? I will make it worth your while, and it definitely helps get the video out there because it definitely helps me out a lot if you stay to the end, because I want y'all to help me go off on them, because all they do is lie. It seems like Donald Trump can't do anything right in their eyes. Everything he do is wrong according to them. So we're going to jump straight into this, where it say The View cries racism over Trump policy proposal to help white families to have more babies. So now they trying to go off on Donald Trump. Here goes Sonny Hostin being racist again. And, you know, and I'm just so sick of this. It's like everything come out this woman's mouth, she got to bring racism in it. Oh, Donald Trump's a racist. Why is he doing this? Why is he proposing $5,000 for like people to get married to have more babies? They try to make a big deal out of everything. Of course, I may have my differences in that, but we'll get straight into it. But this is what they do, especially Whoopi and Sonny is the main two. That they just are one of the main two races on the show. Now, Alyssa Farrah Griffin kind of made some sense towards the end of this, and I want y'all to stay to the end and check this out. Because like I said, if Joe Biden or Kamala Harris made this proposal, they'll be praising it. But since it's Donald Trump and they don't like him, they just gotta go against it. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said before, shout out to everybody who always stay to the very end. I really appreciate you a lot for that. And let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
We love you back. So as birth rates continue to decline in America, the White House is looking into offering $5,000 cash bonuses, expanded access to IVF, along with other incentives for women to have more babies. Why? And okay, I am incredibly insulted by this because clearly they don't know how women's bodies work and they don't know what it costs to raise a child or just have a child. And $5,000? I don't know what $5,000 is supposed to do. And it's not even $5,000 because you have to cut it in half because you got to pay taxes on it. Yeah. So they're offering you $2,500.
Okay, but think about this though, Whoopi. If President Trump is offering $5,000, to me personally, hell, $5,000 is better than nothing. I mean, it just don't make sense. Even if he just say he didn't offer it all, but if he offering it $5,000, I mean, that's better than nothing. I just don't get it. Let's go.
To have a baby. Now, don't forget about all the stuff they've cut.
Yeah. We have
that you need. Yes, you have a list. Yep. So I'm supposed to say to you all, and are you ready for this? Yeah. What do you think of this proposal? Does it address the reasons why perhaps people aren't having children these days? But aren't you excited about it?
Well, I'm not going to turn down a $5,000 check, but I think there are.
There you go.
Well, $2,500, babe.
But you had three. You're going to have more.
Now you heard what she said. She said, "I ain't going to turn down no $5,000." That's what I'm saying. Like he giving $5,000. You talking about what that's going to do? It's better than nothing.
my point. That's a line. Thank you, comedians, for ruining that. But what I was going to say is it's like putting a Band-Aid on a deeper problem. We don't have paid family leave in this country. We don't have subsidized childcare. We have the highest maternal mortality rate, and the next it's 55% higher than the second place. That's a lot for one of the wealthiest country in the world. That's a problem. That's where we could work on some of these programs and that $5,000. So when you look at cesarean section,
$2,500, babe.
Okay, it's even worse than that.
It depends on your tax bracket.
It depends on your tax, but adding like essential supplies on top of your medical costs, whether you're covered for insurance or not, you're looking at about $16,000 in the first year, and that's a conservative estimate. So it's just not touching the surface on this. But I'm one of those people that I feel that the Earth is overpopulated. So when it comes to
then why do they want us to have more babies?
Well, they want more babies because it affects not only the workforce but paying into entitlement programs. But what I would say is this is a short.
Like, Joy, why is you talking your mouth? You know, why are you running your mouth, Joy Behar? You know good well Donald Trump wasn't talking about you. It's so funny to me that they try to make a big deal out of everything Donald Trump do. And this is what I don't like about them. Like, they can never come on this show and kind of like thank Donald Trump when he do something right. Because I feel like he's been doing everything right because he's been doing everything he said he was going to do, that he ran on. But these women, they just got to find some type of way to go against him. They ain't going to show the man no love on this show.
They're missing the greater point. AI is going to be a problem for our entitlement programs way before the birth rate.
What entitlement programs?
So
like the social
safety
security.
If you have less people working in the workforce, you have less people paying into a system that eventually has to pay. It's going to bankrupt the social services. The problem here is AI is going to defeat that way before our birth rates are. So they're missing something greater. They have to rework our social system.
Well, they need to tax billionaires for one thing.
That would help.
And corporations.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have to
Donald Trump has actually floated taxing billionaires.
He floated?
He suggested it.
People
People that make more than $1 million a year as well, he wants to tax.
I actually generally support this policy. That may surprise you guys. The number one concern I hear from young people is that they want to have kids, but they don't think they can afford it. And we could argue over whether it's enough money or not, the $5,000. But both Italy and France do this. You get a one-time payment when you have a child, and what it could go toward.
$5,000.
Well, it could go toward the out-of-pocket costs for delivering a child, which ranges between about $1,500 and $3,000. If you put it in a 529 savings account when that child is born, by the time they're 18, you'll have twice that. You'll have about $10,000 based on current market conditions. We also have policies like this in place. We have the child tax credit, which gives you a tax credit back for the number of children you have, and the earned income tax credit. Because of this idea that our social safety net, so Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, rely on the younger population keeping up with the older population so they can pay into it. But here's my caveat. This would need to apply to gay couples, not just to women who have children, and to adoptive parents, not just people who have children naturally. And finally, they said that they're going to look into ways to lower the cost of IVF. I'm going to need to see it to believe it, but it is too expensive. So many women deal with infertility, and they do need to find a way to lower the cost.
I want to reframe the issue a little bit, because when I look at something like this...
Like, anytime you get ready to listen to Sana Hostin, you know she's finna make some type of racist remark. You know the main problem that I don't get from this? They so mad at Donald Trump offering $5,000. And the thing with the 5,000, I just hope it don't be just women who think they can just have babies. Like that, I think that's the reason why President Trump saying like you got to be married and stuff like that. So I hope, you know, like even if people get the 5,000, they go somewhere for where it can be for the kids for like school or for like getting milk, you know, like stuff like that, instead of just getting them the money and they blow it on something else. But the main thing what I don't get about The View is that why they didn't have the problem when Kamala Harris proposed first-time home buyers, what she say, $25,000. You ain't buying no house for $25,000. What house you going to buy for $25,000? But that's what I'm saying. They didn't say anything about Kamala Harris when she offering $25,000 to buy a house. They're going to say something about Donald Trump giving women $5,000 pretty much to have more babies. But yeah, they got a problem with that, but they didn't say nothing about Kamala Harris. So it's like, come on, man, this is what they do. This is what they do.
These proposals, I want to know why, and I want to know who's making them. And so when I looked into that, they're saying that the U.S. birth rate is declining. However, in 2024, there was a 1% increase in U.S. births. But that increase was with Hispanic mothers and Asian mothers. So they don't seem to be concerned about that increase. They seem to be more concerned about a decrease in other populations.
Say it.
No, I think I've said enough.
Here she go right here with this racist talk. This is what Sonny Hostin always do. She got to make every situation a racist thing. This is what this woman sit on this show and constantly do. That's why Joe Behar was like, go ahead and say it. You know you want to say white people. That's what you want to say. Like, this is just ridiculous, man. If Kamala Harris would have won and she offered $5,000 to babies, I guarantee you The View will be praising her. I guarantee you they will be praising her if Kamala Harris would have offered this. But since it's Donald Trump and they don't like him, they want to have a problem with it.
What?
They want to have a problem with it because it's Donald Trump. But let it would have been Joe Biden. Let it would have been Kamala Harris. Anybody from the Democrat Party, they'll love it.
Based on that.
And so, well, it's just
White
based
children.
it's
I'll
just
say
based
it.
They want
on
more
a
people
study.
to pay in.
And so the other thing
But have
I will
they said that anywhere? I mean, I feel like
yeah,
to be fair.
it's just
Fair to her.
It's just a.
Have they said that this is to target only white families?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You have to read between the
Oh,
lines.
yeah, that's what you were saying. See, listen to what Alyssa just said. That's what she was saying. But that's the reason why Joy Behar was telling her, go ahead and say it. That's who she was talking about, white people. That's exactly who she was talking about when she said that.
No, I think I said
It's not
enough.
based on that.
And so, well, it's just
White
based
children.
it's
I'll
just
say
based
it.
on
want
a
more people
study.
to pay in.
And so the other thing
But have
I will
they said that anywhere? I mean, I feel like
yeah,
to be fair.
it's just
Fair to her.
It's just a.
Have they
it's just
said
a
that this
study.
is to target only white families?
Oh, I didn't say that.
You have to read
Yeah,
between
that's what
the
you were
lines.
saying.
I just gave the
They're not
stats.
gonna
Yeah, but
say
it's
it.
about economics. They're wanting people to pay in.
I'm just giving facts. And so also when I think about who's advocating, Project 2025, remember that? Which was
God.
tied to the Heritage Foundation, the think tank.
I'm so sick of this Project 2025 stuff. That stuff has been debunked, and they keep bringing it up, man. It's just so annoying, man.
Tank that led Project 2025, they open up the Project 2025 before anything else talking about family issues. The first chapter promises to restore the family as the centerpiece of American life, and the Heritage Foundation in particular has been researching this issue for over 2 years and is preparing to release a report in the coming weeks on how it believes the administration should counter declining birth rates. So I just leave that with all of you.
There are global
because I
declining
think,
birth rates.
yeah, but I think when we're talking about the United States, we need to think about the who's proposing it and why.
They want
Well,
future consumers.
I will say this. I paid in my money. I want my money back from Social Security. I'm sorry. It is not anybody else's responsibility but mine to make sure that I keep my payments up. That's the first thing. But let me talk about some of the things that the administration has slashed, which is why I am so not only insulted by that amount of money, because $5,000, yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but if you can't pay your rent, if you can't pay for your after-school programs for your kids, if you said to me,
Whoopi, you just want to sit on that show and just criticize Donald Trump. If he don't give them $5,000, they still got to find a way to pay their rent. So if he don't give them the money, they still got to find a way to pay their rent regardless if he give it to them or not. You just want to find a reason to say something about this because you don't like Donald Trump. Like, we ain't stupid. You sit on this show every day and talk crap about this man because you don't like him. We ain't stupid. So, like, come on, man. I'll be so sick of this crap, man. If, like I said before earlier, if Kamala Harris or any other Democrat would have offered this, they'll love it. You keep saying what ain't enough. If Whoopi, is you gonna go around getting families $5,000? No, you ain't gonna give them nothing. But you so concerned about what Donald Trump said he'll give them. I just hope it's done right and people just don't be having babies just to try to get this money. I think that's the reason why I said you got to be married and stuff like that in order to get the money. But y'all just trying to make a big deal out of it. As if it's like, come on, I understand people going to have their differences with it. I get it. Some people's going to like it. It might be even Trump supporters. It might be some of us that be like, I don't really like that. I wish Trump would do it this way or that way. I get that. But the problem is with The View, they gonna have a problem with it anyway. Donald Trump can do no right in their eyes. No matter what he proposed, no matter what he do, they still gonna go against him. This is what the problem is. And like I said, everybody gonna have their problem, and some people like it, some people don't. I've been hearing, like mixed signals about it. Some people like it, some people don't. I get it. But when you got some people like this right here who just find a way to just hate on this man and just try to go against everything he do, you just have no credibility. You just don't. I mean, this right here is crazy.
yes, it sounds like a lot of money, but if you can't pay your rent, if you can't pay for your after-school programs for your kids, if you said to me,
But isn't something better than nothing, I guess?
No, not in this case.
I feel like if
No.
Biden proposed this, we would all be saying it's groundbreaking and a good
No,
idea.
no, I'm sorry.
Now, listen to what Alyssa just said. She said if Biden would have proposed this, we would have said it was groundbreaking. We would have loved it. Listen to what Alyssa just said again. Listen to this.
But if you can't pay your rent, if you can't pay for your after-school programs for your kids, if you said to me,
But isn't something better than nothing, I guess?
No, not in
I
this
feel like
case.
That's what I said. Ain't something better than nothing. So, like I said, you keep talking about rent and stuff like that. If he don't give it to them, they still got to find a way to pay their rent. So what's the difference? Even Alyssa is saying it. Listen to her.
I feel like if
No.
Biden proposed this, we would all be saying it's groundbreaking and a good
no,
idea.
no,
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I don't like the idea that somebody is saying, you need to, I'm going to pay you to have more kids. I know we're not allowed to bring up the other times people suggested that, but I will tell you, this is not the first time.
It feels a
in
little
the
pasteurized.
But let me just tell you this. $1 billion in funding for schools and food banks to buy food was cut.
Yep.
Withdrew funding for investigating child sexual abuse and internet crimes against children. Cut. Fired the entire staff running a program to help low-income households pay their heating and cooling bills.
Right.
Now, these families already exist.
Head Start.
Head Start. They haven't touched it yet, but they're threatening it. My point is, it seems to me that everything this administration seems to be doing is telling people not to have children.
Wow.
Why not make sure that kids that we already have a shot at good schooling? Why not? If you want us to,
They
you know
are
what I mean?
ridiculous.
I know. It's time to go. But if you want people to have children, you have to not scare them by cutting all these programs that they may need.
Oh, shut up.
These are not black or white or Hispanic. These are human children. These are human children. And I am insulted by that amount because you can't even go to the hospital for $5,000.
What? How come you can't go to the hospital for $5,000? Yes, you can go to the hospital with $5,000. Now, what are you talking about? How is a person that makes so much money talking about she insulted? How is you insulted? You make way more than $5,000. This is for people who don't even have the money that you have. You pretty much rich. You've been in movies. You do this show right here. So how you gonna feel insulted by $5,000 that other families can use that $5,000? And you talking about you feel insulted. You ain't gonna give them nothing. Like, this is ridiculous, man.
$1,000, for goodness sakes. We'll be right back.
Oh my God! But that's it right there. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this. Like these people are just stupid. Talking about she feel insulted. You feel insulted that he's giving $5,000. Like I said, people can have they mixed signals of they like that or not. I'm just calling out them because they just go against everything Donald Trump do regardless. So like I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel, and shout out to the ones that did make it to the end. I really, really appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.